Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this bag here. Now it's not an extremely big bag. It's probably about, it's just a smaller handbag. It's probably about 10 inches across maybe. 8 or 9 inches high. But you can always make it bigger or wider if you want, because it's a really simple stitch to do. It's got the ribbing, as you can see. Now this handle I got off an old bag that I got at the Goodwill store. Now that's a good place to look for handles. You can also buy handles on eBay and Amazon. They sell them. If not, this would always look good too with a homemade handle. You can make 2 short ones or 1 long one or 2 long ones. You can just be creative with the handle. But let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project I am using a regular Red Heart Super Saver stripes. It's just a medium weight of 100% 4-ply acrylic. Color I'm using is called Latte Stripes, and there are 236 yards in this skein, and 1 skein will be enough to make it my size, the bag that my size is. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, you might need a little bit more, because I don't have, this is how much I had left on my skein. So that just depends on how big you want to make your bag. And I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Now you can start off in any number of chains that you wish. There's no certain number for this stitch. I started off with a chain of 75. So if you want to make yours bigger or smaller, you can. But we're going to start from the base of the bag and we're going to work our way up. So I'm going to do mine a little smaller because I already got it done, but I'm just going to show you real quick. So once you get your chain of 75 made, you want to follow your chain down and slip stitch into the first ring, or first stitch, to form 1 large ring. Now this is how wide your bag will be after you get this. Now remember, mine's smaller, but once you do your chain of 75 and you make your ring, that's the bottom of the bag. We'll sew it up later. But if that's not big enough for you or not wide enough, you can do any number of chains. So once you get that done, what you want to do is chain 1. Now I'm going to go right back into that same stitch that I slip stitched into and do a double crochet. Now this is a really easy stitch to do. 1 double, and now I'm going to work 1 double in every stitch for the length of my chain, or until I get back around to the beginning. So 1 double every stitch until you get back to your starting point. Okay, once you make it back around, you want to go ahead and end that round 1, with a slip stitch into your first double crochet. Not the chain 1, but the first double. And now we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to do a back post double crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So I'm just going to go yarn over, and I'm going to go around the very first stitch. This is the most difficult part, doing this first one, and do a back post double crochet around it. Just like that. And now I'm going to do a back post double crochet around every single stitch. So what I'm just yarning over, and I'm going from the back, and I'm working a double crochet around the post of the stitch. Yarn over, go from behind the stitch and then back around, and that way the post is on the back of your hook, and then go ahead and do your double crochet. And I'm going to do this to every single stitch. Back post double. And this is what's going to create the ridges that you've seen on the bag. I don't know why it just automatically ended up being the dark part of the yarn right here. I'm sorry, but if you're good at back post doubles, this is a really, if you can do them, this is a really easy bag. So I'm just working back 1 back post double crochet around the post of every stitch until I get back around to my starting point. And you can see the ridge sticking up that is starting to make right here. It's so dark you probably can't see it, but there it is. Okay, when you make it back around, you just want to end round 2 by slip stitching into your first top of your first back post double crochet. Not that chain 1, but the back post double crochet. And that's it. It's just a repeat of rows 1 and 2. So now we just chain 1 and we go right back into that same stitch and double crochet. And now it's just 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning. So it's really easy. Okay, you make it back around, go ahead and slip stitch in the top of your first double crochet, and now we're going to repeat row 2 again. So we chain 1 and we're going to do a back post double crochet around the first stitch. Now when you look at this stitch, you can see there's the chain 1 and there's the double crochet. We're going to yarn over and go in between that chain 1 and the back post, or in between that chain 1 and the double crochet, and go around the double crochet. We don't get that chain 1 in it. Like I said, this is the hardest part of the whole bag. It's just getting that shimmied through there and then doing that just like that. Now it's a back post double crochet in every stitch all the way around, and it's just a repeat of rows 1 and 2. Just like that, and it's going to create the ridges that you've seen on the bag in the beginning. By doing this, it's back post double crochets. You can see it right here and here. So we just keep repeating that until we get it as tall as we want it to be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end my round here by slip stitching into that double crochet. Now you should have a total of 16 rows. Now I know it's kind of hard to tell with the ribbing and everything, but it's 16 rows. I ended in a row of the back post double crochet, or you can just count those rows if that's easier. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can make yours taller if you want, because mine's not a very big bag. That's up to you. But what I'm going to do now is just put a little bit, make it a little bit taller, and put like a brim kind of on it. So what I'm going to do is single crochet around the top. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go back into that same stitch and single crochet. And now I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Just regular single crochet. No more back post double crochet or anything. So I'm going to do this until I get back to my starting point. Okay, once you make it back around, I'm just going to use a stitch marker, and I'm just going to work in a continual round. So I'm going to use a piece of yarn here as my stitch marker. So I'm just going to put it right here so I know where I end and where I begin. And what I'm going to do is just jump right over here to the first single crochet we made. Not the chain 1, but the first single crochet. And I'm going to single crochet in it. And now again, I'm just going to go around and I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my stitch marker. Now you can keep doing as many rounds of single crochet that you want until it looks right for you. I'm going to do 3. So I did 1. This is my second one. And then when I get to my stitch marker, I'm going to move it up and I'm going to go around 1 more time after this. So I'm going to do 3 rounds total of 1 single crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll meet you back at the stitch marker after my 3rd round. Now remember, you can do it taller if you want. That's up to you. Okay, I just finished my 3 rounds of single crochet, and remember, you can always do more if you want. And I'm at my stitch marker. I'm just going to slip stitch into the next stitch there. I'm going to tie this off and clip my yarn. Take that stitch marker out. You won't need it anymore. Like that. And then I'm going to hide that tail. But first I'm going to go ahead and sew the bottom up now. So I'm going to flip my work inside out. Now, you know this has a seam on it, so you want to take the seam and put it on the end like that. That way it's not so noticeable. When you flip it right side out, the seam will be down the side, and you really probably won't be able to see it that much. So I'm going to take my yarn. Now you could sew this together, or you can slip stitch it together. I'm going to slip stitch it. So if you look here, you want to get this row right here. I know it looks kind of funky looking, but this was the first row of double crochet. So just kind of grab it like that and go through first couple stitches. Pull your yarn through and chain 1. Now you grab the next stitch here, and then the next stitch on the opposite side, and slip stitch. You could single crochet this too if you wanted. It's just going to be on the inside of the bag, so it's not going to matter. Whatever way is easiest for you. Then you just go into the next stitch, and then the next stitch on the other side, and slip stitch. And I'm going to do this all the way down. The next stitch, and the next stitch here on the back side, slip stitch, next stitch on the back side, and slip stitch. And I'm going to do this until I get to the other side. And this is what will sew up our bottom of our bag, so our stuff don't fall out. Okay, once you got it all sewed up there at the bottom, you just want to tie it off, and then you can hide this tail. But before I hide that, I'm just going to go ahead and flip it right side out so we can see what it's going to look like now at the bottom, since it's all sewed up. So that's what it looks like now on the bottom, since we got it sewed. Looks nice and neat, actually. Pretty good. So get it all flipped right side out here. Now for the handles, like I showed you in the beginning, I had bought my handles from a bag, got them off a bag at a resale shop. So you're not going to have the exact same handles as me. I mean, you could probably find them actually on the internet if you looked on eBay and Amazon. They have some nice handles, but you can make any kind of handle that you want. You can make 2 short ones, 1 long one. You can crochet them, buy your own, whatever you want to do. But these are what I got, and I'm just going to sew them on the top here, and that's going to be my bag. So I'm just going to use a yarn needle and a piece of yarn. So in case you have handles similar to mine, I'll show you how I'm going to sew one of mine on. I'm just going to kind of, let's see, eyeball this. I'm just going to try to eyeball the center here. I'm not going to do anything special to count over and make sure I get it right or anything. So what I'm going to do is just kind of set it on here and just kind of see that I have the same on, close to the same on both sides. And I'm going to press mine flat against this bottom row. But like I said, you can do yours however you want. If you want to start a handle, make your own handle and just set it flat against this bottom row and do it like me, it's up to you. Let's see, I'm going to come from the behind. I'm going to sew mine on like this. Some people make flaps for these. I'm not going to. Just going to simply sew it all the way down like this. Nice and neat. And if you want to make flaps, you can. You know, just make some little flaps and then pull them through here and sew it on that way. So many different things you can do for handles. I mean, just be creative about it. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get this sewed on and the other side, my other handle, while you work on your handle. Okay, once you get your handle sewed on or your handle's made, however you're going to do it, that's it. That's all there is to it. Turned out pretty cute. I love that brown yarn. It's my favorite yarn as of the moment until something new comes out, I guess. But if you make this, I'd really love to see how you do your handle. You can post a picture on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Pinterest. I'll put links to all that stuff below. And until next time, have a good day.